All aboard, it's Jang here with a look at a Playmobil Super 4 set. This is the Cleano robot. Comes with 38 pieces, includes one figure that I'll look at more closely. Obviously, it was taken right out of the series. I personally actually have seen the first episode in which one of these showed up, but based upon the premise of this set, or at least with the figure that's included with this set, which is Sharkbeard, kind of cleaned up a little bit and in Technopolis, I think that it appears again in the series, and I just haven't gotten that far. But still, like I said, I have seen it once, and that was plenty enough to see that this is a pretty perfect rendition of it. It's got the right personality, the right proportions, and the arms move up and down, like so. It's just limited right there. It does have a grabber hand over on this side, and over on this side, this is just the general cleaning beam, that randomly, not randomly, but has a lot of flexibility of what it can do. It doesn't actually do anything as a toy here except for spinning, so you can just imagine that spinning while the beam comes out, but it doesn't actually shoot anything. It has a little grabber hand on the top where you can snap something into that, but it doesn't do a whole lot. It's got a set of lights up here at the top. It's your porthole to be able to look forward, and I like what it looks like from the back because it has these extra hoses back here that you actually have to plug in. You can kind of bring those in, kind of turn it around. Just trying to find a good way to get these to stay together at the same time on the same size. There we go. That kind of works. That's more what I was looking for. Also, a couple of spots where things could have been attached in here, but they aren't. But maybe you can figure out something you can do with that. This does not have knee joint articulation. Just the main upper, legs go forward and back, and then the feet go forward and back. But that's actually plenty enough in this case to put it into a walking kind of pose like that. Get it to be straight, like, well, it's actually kind of leaning forward. See, it actually has enough of a base with the feet to be able to lean forward. But that's not what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for. Stand up perfectly straight. I think it looks pretty good. I think it's pretty well designed as a toy. And these flaps here, unfortunately, do not open and close. Those would have been, when the whole thing is kind of contracted down and it's off, then the arms would go in and then these would come down. But in the toy form, that doesn't happen. All of this opens up to give you a seat, so you can sit in there. And very much like the E-Rangers Collectabot that I just very recently reviewed, this has the little handholds where you can put a figure in there, grab on to these spots, and then the arms move with that. So the figure's arms would move and the robot's arms would move at the same time. I think in the Super 4 universe, these things work autonomously, so you don't need to have a person inside, but it's nice that you can put a person inside as an option. Like I said, the person who is included with this set is Sharkbeard, and he's just kind of cleaned up. He doesn't have his jacket on, didn't do any shaving or anything, but put a little different bit of a cap on, different hat. But that's actually his normal sash that he has on, the really ornate sash that goes around the torso that's printed on there, also goes onto the front of kind of the leg portion. And he's got a data pad here from Technopolis that's showing information about the Cleano bot. And there's no print on the back. Of course, he still has his peg leg. He hasn't gotten that fixed up and changed up or replaced or anything. But yeah, it's an interesting combination. And like I said, I really need to continue and go further into the series to understand why Sharkbeard would be involved with a Cleano. Maybe some of you have already seen it and know why. He's got his little eye extension there that's able to come out with his artificial eye with the kind of telescoping effect to it, and that's just it. There's how he fits into the control section, how the arms move together like that. Pretty cool. Bring this down and you barely see him in there, but this is where this little piece actually becomes really convenient because it can hold on to the data pad just like that. And that way you don't need to have a place to store it. It gives you a place right on the bot. This is a nice little piece of the official Super 4 universe, and I think the best thing about it is that it is inexpensive. It's very easy to get this. It's fairly cheap as of the time of the release. I've seen it available in the US for under 15 bucks for the robot with one figure, which I think is a pretty good deal. And the thing looks good with other Super 4 sets and really just helps to bring that theme alive. I think it's done pretty well. It would have been nice to get some elbow articulation, but it's not really necessary. It would have been nice to get some knee articulation, but that's especially not necessary because of the way that they just kind of arranged it. The proportions are done well enough that, like I say, you can get that all-important walking pose and still be stable. So I'm pretty happy with this set. Please share your thoughts about it by leaving a comment down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.